Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Jazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, and this is going to be my very last soccer or football related video on this channel for a while, because at this point I'm completely done with my FIFA 20 playthrough. You guys if you wanna go check out the playlist, I'm gonna leave a link to it up here. I finished doing my compilations, my goals and misses and saves. It's looking really good. And today I want to talk about something that I think I have actually mentioned a few times, in a few other the previous videos that I've done, and it is something that to this day is very what is the proper term that I can use to describe this thing? I don't know. No words come to my head, but let's say it's maybe it's like a curse or something, let's call it a curse. It is a curse within the sport, because as you guys know, England, which is the country of origin of the sport that I'm going to be talking about, they actually hosted and won one time in their lifetime a FIFA World Cup, and that was in 1966, but the problem is that the dogs are outside. That's the problem. Oh boy. So anyway, England won 4-2 against West Germany, but the problem was that the third goal that they scored in overtime is to this day one of the most controversial goals in all of soccer or football, because it's actually, before I get into it, let's just remember that we're talking about the late 1960s, so technology wasn't the same that it is today, especially within the world of sports. So, well, I mean, we didn't have specifically goal line technology, which would have helped a lot, but we didn't have it, it did not exist. So, basically, one of the England strikers, he hit the ball and it hit the crossbar and it went, well, from far away it looked like it went into the goal and bounced back out, However, upon closer inspection, you will actually notice that the ball did not cross the line. Now let me explain how this works. There is a FIFA regulation that requires the ball to fully pass the line for it to count as a goal. So if it hits the line and bounces out, then it's not a goal. Even if it partially goes into the goal, it doesn't count as a goal. It has to go completely into the goal and bounce out if it does for it to count as a goal. Now, they have systems today that are implemented, such as the chip, which actually makes the ball, they have goal line technology which you can actually see in real time. However, I do believe that in some countries, and in every single FIFA World Cup since 2014 onwards, I believe, they had a chip that would actually remotely beep, to let the referees know that the ball actually went completely into the goal, which obviously helped a lot, But in 1966, that wasn't the case, and there were maybe 400 million spectators watching, and they were I think I might have exaggerated a little bit. Hold on a second. 400 million? That's not right. Come on, 400 million. Okay, come on. I have a little cheat sheet here, but I cannot find. Oh, hey! The Chazzy was right. 400 million television viewers, Those 400 million people who were watching that event around the world, they were arguing whether or not it was actually a goal or not. Now, of course, if you ask any English person, anyone from England, they are obviously going to say that it was a goal. That's just how sports work, guys. Even if it's the most, it can be clearly the wrongest call, the wrongest decision at that moment, but everybody who is supporting that team is going to say otherwise. That's just normal. That's just, it's like the opposite of sportsmanship, if you can call it, But anyone who has eyes and who understands about how the sport works, you look at a call like that and you see that it is clearly, not a goal. Now, I'm going to see if I can find a clip of it, on YouTube and insert it here, but I don't know if that's going to be possible because we're talking about something that's from a long time ago, and even if I find it, there might be some copyright issues, but if I find it, I'm going to insert it here so you guys can take a look for yourselves.
Here's Ball running himself daft. Yes. No, the linesman says no. The linesman says no. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Okay, so now let's break down what you guys just saw, if you did, if I was able to insert the video, but if I didn't, just look it up on YouTube later. So basically, Alan Ball, he actually, funny, the guy's name is Alan Ball, and he crossed the ball over to the guy. He crossed it over to George Hurst, who shot from close range, you know, and the ball hit the underside of the crossbar and went inside, but didn't go all the way in. However, because George and the other players celebrated the goal, then it seemed like it did go in, you know. A very similar thing happened in the 1986 World Cup final where Argentina won with one of the most controversial goals of all time, you know, and also one of the best goals of all time in the same match. And I actually talked about Maradona some time ago, and I showed those goals in the video. So anyway, so like because everybody celebrated, there was like a phenomenon, you know. It's like, okay, well, wait a second, it seemed like a controversial call, but everybody is celebrating. So because everyone is celebrating, then that means that it must have gone in, you know. The same thing with Maradona when he scored the famous hand of God goal, you know. The guy clearly used his hand and bumped the ball into the goal, but the referee gave it anyway, you know. And all these years later, when they look back on it, that's when they go, so it wasn't a goal. It's the same thing with England, you know. There are actually a few things that happened, you know, throughout the match. Like, I mean, you know, like the whole entire, I actually have two separate cheat sheets here. I got like I'm reading two different articles here because I just want to make sure I give you guys the right information. I'm using it on my tablet and on my phone, so it's actually pretty freaking crazy. But anyway, so here's the thing. I'm not even joking, by the way. I am literally reading from two different sources at once on my phone and my tablet, you know, just to make sure I got the perfect concrete information. Even though I know about this, you know, I actually do understand it a lot. I still wanted to make sure because there were a few other details, you know. But anyway, so the game itself went into overtime after it ended 2-2 in the final, and then apparently it seems like England scored a third. Yeah, they scored the third, and then they sometime later they went on to score the fourth, you know. Now the thing is that, remember when I said earlier about a curse? Yeah, well, here's the thing. There is kind of a whole, let's say, a mythology of sorts around this goal itself, because England won a World Cup in such a controversial way, they have never found success in the World Cup ever again, you know? Ever since 1966, the English team has not even come close to winning a World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, you know? I don't even remember the closest that they got. The best campaign that I saw with England was in 2018, you know, when they actually got relatively far with Harry Kane. I did not catch the Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard days, so I can't really comment on that. But in general, guys, I think that when I say that it's a curse, it's because the way that they won this in such a controversial and kind of an unsportsmanlike way, you know, I mean, it kind of made it so the national team never got close to winning again. Same thing with Argentina when they won in '86 with the very controversial goal by Maradona. Argentina has never won another World Cup. They got close in 2014 when they got to the final with Messi, you know, but which is actually one of the most unfair things I've ever seen in this sport. I really think Messi deserved to win that World Cup. That was his World Cup, man. That was his World Cup, and I don't think he's gonna get a chance like that again. But the point is that there is an overlying curse, you know, regardless of whether or not you believe in curses, they do exist in sports to some degree because certain things happen sometimes that just don't seem like coincidence, you know. It seems like there are bigger forces at work here. There are other things at play, and I think this is one of them. And the thing with that, I'm going to try to give you guys a few more tidbits of info here. Now, here's the thing. Now, here we go. German players claim to have seen chalk dust, which would indicate that it was not a goal and that the ball had merely bounced on the goal line. So it actually removed the chalk from the goal line that's used to make the line. And then those who consider that the linesman made the correct decision cite the good position of the linesman and the statement of Roger Hunt, who was the nearest England player to the ball, who obviously claimed that the ball bounced over the line and therefore wheeled away in celebration rather than attempted to rebound in the ball in. Which is actually another, wait, what? Okay, something about a memoir, but it's actually very interesting because the player who was closest to the ball, just to make sure that it went in, could have tried to rebound. In case you guys don't know, a rebound, although it should be pretty obvious, is when in this sport, in soccer or football, it's when the ball comes back, you know, it doesn't go into the goal, it rebounds off the post or the keeper, it bounces back off of them, and then you try to get the rebound and kick it back into the goal. Nobody tried to. It was just unanimously assumed that the ball went in, and so everybody went celebrating. So that's why the ref gave it as the goal. Now, sometime later, there was actually a study conducted by the University of Oxford that concluded that the ball was actually 6 centimeters away from being a goal. 6 centimeters, so that's 2.4 inches, you know? It was 6 centimeters or 2.4 inches away from the freaking goal line, so I mean, the goal itself. So apparently it was actually obvious that it wasn't a goal, but you know, looking from that, it's really hard to determine. However, there actually is, and this one is really cool. I hope this is the one that I was able to get for the video. There exists color footage of the goal. It was taken from another angle by an amateur cameraman, and it seems like he had a view almost parallel to the English goal line. So apparently it shows that the ball clearly did not cross the goal line. So why not lead with this? Like, why not start with this footage off before, you know, claiming anything else? By the way, have you guys seen my phone case? It's a Fluminense case with my name on it, the number 10. It's a little worn out because I use it a lot, but yeah, it's actually not very good material. If it was for an iPhone, obviously it would be, but freaking sucks. But anyway, so now here's the thing, guys. I'm trying to see if I can maybe give you guys a little bit more information. There was actually in the 2014 FIFA World Cup, in the very first match, or one of the first ones, I think France was involved, where it was for the very first time we saw use of the goal line technology, you know? We actually saw it happening, and I believe that the goal was not given because of this, you know, because it showed that the ball clearly did not cross the line entirely. Now, it is a little bit of a complicated thing to talk about because, I mean, you know, like, so what if the ball doesn't cross completely, you know? But shouldn't it count as a goal if the majority of the ball passes the line? That's what I think, at least. I think that it should be given if you at least give it as, I don't know, man. I don't know. But technology, you know, is very precise. You know, it's a very, very, very accurate thing. So yeah, it's kind of a suck. But anyway, what else can I say? I'm trying to look up some other stuff here, but I guess that's it, guys. You know, I guess that's it. So here we go. Let me finish off by reading this little paragraph for y'all. 1 minute before the end of play, the West Germans sent their defenders forward in a desperate attempt to score a last-minute equalizer. Winning the ball, Bobby Moore picked out the unmarked Jeff Hurst with a long pass, which Hurst carried forward while some spectators began streaming onto the field, and Hurst scored moments later. Hurst later admitted that his blistering shot was as much intended to send the ball as far into the Wembley stands as possible should it miss in order to kill time on the clock. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be fun. I'm going to narrate the goal for you guys. The final goal gave rise to one of the most famous calls in English football history when BBC commentator Kenneth Holston described the situation as follows. Here we go, guys. Get ready for my amazing British accent. And here comes Hurst. He's got some people on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's 4. Okay, one of the balls from the final is on display in the National Football Museum in Manchester, and I do believe that, let me see if I can find it here. I am so sure that the post is also on display. Yes, here we go. The crossbar that the ball hit to go in to make the third goal is now on display in the Wembley Stadium, you know? It must be really nice to go to these places and see these things, you know? Like museums and stadiums, to see the stuff that makes, that's so historic, you know? I would love to go to England one day to watch a few matches of the Premier League, especially my team, Chelsea, you know? But it would be nice just to watch anything in Europe, you know? But England is like my, my pipe dream when it comes to soccer or football. But anyway, guys, that's it. I hope I wasn't too close to the camera sometimes. You know, I'm still trying to get the focus thing, so I'm sorry if I was a little too close at times. I'm just, there's no real way for me to measure how close and how far away I am except for me, you know? But anyway, so that's it, guys. That has been my final video talking about soccer or football for a while, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you happen to like this video, then give it a like, of course, and subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of other kinds of content, not just about sports. You know, I play games, I do reviews of the games and movies, TV shows, a bunch of other stuff, you know? And I think you guys might really enjoy it. And so I'm going to be leaving in the outro card. Make sure you stick around to the very end because there's going to be a little outro card where I'm going to leave links to 2 other videos related to this topic that I hope you guys will like too. And that's it. I release videos every single day, sometimes 1, sometimes 2, and at random times. So, you know, you gotta hit the notification button to know exactly when they're going to be coming out. But for now, that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.